Hello my friends, happy Saturday. How's everyone doing? Today I'm continuing work on the Flamingo journal, and that is going to be my Saturday series until the Flamingo journal is done. So yes, we're continuing from where we left off last Saturday. I've done 2 videos so far, and just look back on the 2 Saturdays, or I'll try to put a link. Usually I put all my junk journals in my junk journal playlist, so I can link my junk journal playlist below. That would probably be the easiest thing to do also for me. So anyway, last week we worked on the cover. We finished the cover outside and inside with the fabric. It's got batting underneath the front because it had writing on the envelope, and I wanted to cover that up, writing and stickers from coming through the mail, because it was the envelope that Stephanie mailed me the Happy Mail in. And then I was sitting here looking at this, and I tried to, she sent me this pom-pom trim, and I tried it up to this fabric, and it just looked so pretty. I went ahead and glued it down, and so I did do that off video. I hope you don't mind, but it's super cute. It's going to look like this so far. I just had enough to go on the top and the bottom, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to cover up the stitching, so I think it's fine like that. We'll see what I do in the end. Like I said, I wasn't trying to cover up the stitching. I just decided to put some up here and some down here. And that was it. I used it up. But now, right now, I wanted to go ahead and put a brad in the back here. I'm not planning on putting one in the front, but you never know. I could change my mind. So I'm going to grab my crocodile, which I always keep right behind me. And this particular brad uses the bigger hole in the crocodile, which is right here. So usually for this type of thing, I just kind of eyeball it. I usually try to put it in the middle, so about right there. I'm not planning on putting any pockets here because I don't want to cover up any of these pretty flamingos. If you watch my channel, you know I have a little bit of trouble with covering up things. So if it's pretty, I don't want to cover it up, right? I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole right here. And that went through. The crocodile always goes through everything really easy. You can try it with a regular hole punch if you want. I don't know. Whenever I go through anything with any kind of thickness, I use my crocodile, and that made a nice little hole right there. Perfectly little trim hole. So we'll go ahead and put that in there like that. And I picked out a color. I had this kind of mauve-y color that coordinates well with the cover here. I already had those, so I'm just using what I have as far as this eyelet goes. So, and then I just use my little crocodile. If you're not familiar with it, I have one linked in my Amazon list that you can click on and go right to it on Amazon. But I put the little prong inside this. Let's see, how do I do it? I put the prong in the front. Is that what I do? Put the prong in the front, and it looks like it's on a good setting already, so I just put that in there, and then the back part is flat, and it kind of just squishes out and flattens out that black back part, so it's nice and flat on the inside of the journal. I squeeze pretty hard as I can, and usually it ends up well, and it looks good. It looks like it's on there good, and there we go. So I already picked out a little bit of ribbon here too for the closure. It's a pretty pink ribbon that I thought looked really pretty with this journal. So that would look pretty. I don't think I have any other pink ribbon. I thought I did. I don't know if I used it all or what, but I did have another one, and it's gone, so I don't know. I'll have to order some more maybe, but in the meantime, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to measure like this. I'm going to kind of wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, and then leave some for a bow. And I want to be able to tie the 2 loose ends here in a bow right here. So I'm going to leave quite a bit, maybe about that much. I don't know how much it is. That's just how I measure it when I'm cutting a ribbon for this type of closure. And this is a closure I've been doing in the last few journals that I made a closure for, and I think it's really cool because it's not attached, but yet it is attached. So you just put it through the little eyelet. I'm putting it in from the inside out, and then bring it around and get your two ends together like this, or get them even. Let's see, this one needs to come down a little bit. So my two ends are even like that. So you see I have it wrapped around. Let me get it kind of even there. Okay, and then what you can do is wrap this one around again. Nope. Wrap this one around again. Nope. Okay, it's just going to go around once. If you want more, if you want to do it around twice, like I was just trying to do, leave more ribbon. So then you just take it here. And so this gives it plenty of room to expand also. You have all this extra ribbon. So you can take that into consideration when you're deciding on the length. And then you can tie a bow right here when it's all said and done, and have it held together when your pages and your ephemera and all your goodies are in there. And it will look something like that. Isn't that pretty? And of course it's not done yet. It doesn't have any pages in it yet or anything, but I just wanted to go ahead and make that closure so I can have it together. But when you open it, you can just open it, you know, untie it. And then if this does, you know, you can completely go like that and have it to the side and do your whatever you're doing in your journal. Or if it's bugging you, you can even take it off and then put it back through the little hole when you're done. I cut, at least this one I cut both the ends with little angles. So when you want to put it back in, it's easy to get that little point through the eyelet and pull it back through. So, and you saw me just do it, so it was no problem. So that is the cover so far. So what else do we want to do today? Let me see, just one second. Okay, so I have the little bag of, this is the bag of goodies that Stephanie sent in my Flamingo Happy Mail. I'm going to grab out the pages here that we made together in the first video and see how many we have and see how many more we might want. And this is a single signature journal, so, you know, I don't put too many pages in a single signature, because by the time you get your pockets and your flips and your this and your that and the other in there, you could have way too much stuff in there. So let's see what we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 right there. Okay, so I would say that's I'm going to say that's 10 papers, because when you fold them in half, then they double, become 20, and if you count both sides, they become 40. So we already have 40 surfaces. And if you're using a new journal every month, which some people do, you only need like what, 31 pages in there or less, right? But that or surfaces, and you've already got 40 in this one. So those were all out of the Happy Mail that Stephanie sent me. And so let's see what else I have in here. Oh, this was in the Happy Mail that Stephanie sent me. I wanted to use that. And then this paper here I found in my scrapbook papers as I was making other journals, and I would come across something that I thought would look perfect in my Flamingo journal. And how perfect is this? It's got flamingos on it. So that one, and it's like this on this side, so really pretty. And then this one was in there too, just with this pink color. I thought that would be pretty. So we have those two. And let's see if I pulled out any more that could be pages. The wallpaper could be a page. Let's see, I have something else here. I see this papery. This, and I have some napkins. So those we would use for ephemera. So that's all the paper. Oh, here's my pink ribbon. I put it in my Flamingo. Hello. I wonder I couldn't find it. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. But that one, maybe that was meant to be. Yeah, it was meant to use that other ribbon, that other more satiny ribbon. It was just meant to be. So I'm going to leave this out, put this fabric back in here. And the wallpaper I'm going to leave out. I'm not sure if we'll have room for it, but that would be a cool page. But I definitely want to use these two and this one. So what did I say? 10, was it 10? I think it was 10. So I wanted to use this, so I was thinking about this page. And last week I thought, on the first week when we were working on pages, I was saying we could, let me get this ribbon out of the way now. This is the one we used, and this is one that I had out here too, but it was a little bit of an orangey color, so I didn't use that one. But, so I was saying in the first video that I wanted to use this, but I didn't want to turn it sideways because then this flamingo would kind of like be cut off like that. So Stephanie had sent this page too, and I was saying I wanted to keep this whole. So what I thought, let me get this whole envelope out of my way here so I can work. What I was saying was, let's see. I wanted to see if I could put these two together. So this has a lot of white space on the side, so I thought maybe I could put it together like this. So if I cut off a little bit of this white space here and here, and I see, I don't know, I might have cut that off already, but I need a little bit. Let me see how tall the journal is. That's why I want to make the cover too, to see I'm going to need to trim these or fold these in a different way. So, yeah, this page here, the length is pretty perfect. So if I cut this or fold it in some way, I think I'm going to cut it. And by the way, I showed you my new paper cutter, this little guillotine cutter here. See how wide it is? That's it. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to try it because I didn't want one of the big square ones that would take up my whole table, and I'd have to store it in my craft room in that big giant square. So I tried this little one, and I've been using it for, when did I show you? I showed it to you when I first got it. So I think it's been a week, or maybe it's been 2 weeks. Anyway, I love it. So I have it linked. I haven't had any trouble cutting with it, and it's like kind of, it's like I didn't even change cutters, even though I'm used to the roller cutter. My old one had a roller blade on it, and this one is a guillotine. But it's almost like there's no problem in transitioning from the roller blade to the guillotine, especially since it takes up even less room this way, right here, the width, than my roller cutter. So it's like, oh my goodness, I just love it. So anyway, what I'm going to do is, I guess I don't need to set the top, this piece here. I was just going to fold it down and leave it, but I think it's just going to be more in my way than anything else. So let's cut that off too. Yeah, the blade is nice and sharp. It's just really, I really love it. I'm so glad that I tried it because I really love it. Okay, so, yeah, I was going to put it like this because there's a little writing there, but I kind of wanted this girl to be out this way on the page. So, and I can put this over. This has a little, The Summer's Walk is the name of this, probably painting. By Helen Allingham. So this has just a sliver, a little sliver too long. Let me cut off one more sliver here on this side where we've already cut. Tiny sliver. It does not have a safety lock. We have one, a big square one at work, and it has a safety lock on it. Here's a piece of paper. But this one does not have a safety lock that I know of. I don't know what this is right here. But yeah, it doesn't have a safety lock on it. So if you have young children in your house, you might want to consider that if you buy one. I mean, I have a grandchild, but if she were to come in my craft room, I would just either not use this or be like, this is a no-no. Like, she would have to be old enough, though, for me to even have it out. I probably wouldn't even have it out until she's old enough to understand, like, don't ever touch this without me helping you, you know what I mean? And I would just have her use scissors or something. Or I have my rollerblade cutter here still. I would probably just use that because it's still usable. It's just, it's starting to majorly fall apart. the roller little piece that's on top, the plastic that's over the roller. Unfortunately, that's the part that's giving way. So, because I got a new blade a little bit ago, but unfortunately, that is giving, like falling apart and disintegrating almost. So, that cover over the roller. So, but I can still use it if I want to. You know what I mean? It's just getting more difficult because it's falling apart and I have to kind of like hold it together and cut with it type of thing. But I would use it if my granddaughter was in here. Okay, so I glued those 2 pages together right there. This glue is getting kind of goopy. I'll have to clean it up after the video. I've just been using it a lot and it's been, I don't know, overflowing or something. So those 2 pages are going together now. Okay, so we got that. So that's going to be our 11th page. And I kind of need to get myself a template here. Let's see if any of these are the right size already. Is this one the right size? You know, that one's too wide. I think all of these are going to be pretty much too wide, because I kind of just pretty much folded them in half. Yeah, they're all about the same width. So yeah, these are even wider than those. So yeah, they're all going to be too wide. So let me cut one. This one's cardstock, so this will be good to use as a format, and I don't have any flips or anything on it. So let's just cut that. I only need is a sliver off of that for it not to be sticking out there too far beyond the cover. So just a little sliver off of this. This is one from Stephanie. And then, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I've got a template so I can figure out how I want to fold this one and cut. I can figure out how I want to cut the scrapbook paper. So let's see. There's several different ways to do this. Let's see how she looks and how my flamingo looks. I said I didn't want to fold the flamingo, so I'd have to put the flamingo something like this. Okay, yeah, this helps a lot to have a little template. Okay, so if I put this in here, fold the flamingo, now I get my whole flamingo like I wanted, like that. And I'm going to make a little fold there because he's got to be completely like that. I don't want him folded. And then I can fold this. I don't mind if that's folded. And then I can fold this. And we'll see how it looks as a page. Okay. So that's how it looks, and I think it's fine. It worked out perfect. So we've got the girl here on the painting, and you can see her whole self with the hat, her hat and everything. Okay, so, and you can see the flamingo on this side. So isn't that cool? And these can be flip outs, or they can be glued down and made into tuck spots, all of the above. So there's another one ready. So let's see if we can do something with these 2 scrapbook papers. So we have the one flamingo, and that's a must use. I'm going to cut off this little branding strip here. Let's see, how big is it? Yeah, it's I save them if there's like, it has the name of the scrapbook paper here. Authentique is what this is, Authentique. And I'm sure it's one I got it Tuesday morning. Yeah, see how this works? It's 12 inches, that's why I got it, and my scrapbook paper fits right through there. I didn't want one of the little guillotines because I knew I wanted to use it on you know, this way. I didn't want one that was like, you know, the shorter ones, because I knew I wanted to be able to use it on my scrapbook paper, my 12 by 12. So that's why I got this one. I just needed it to be thin and 12 inches this way. So you see it fits perfectly under the little guard here. And I was going to say, I cut off the brand strip, and I don't save it if it's just, you know, the brand of the paper on both sides. But if it has any color, like if the one side is pretty, I save it and use it in my strips that I sew together. So, there we go. Now, let's get my template here and measure. So let's see, the flamingos are directional, so I need them to be going upright. And this would be a great piece to make a pocket out of. I do like to make pockets and try to make them usually, if I can, and if there's any way I can, make it in the stronger paper, like this is cardstock, you know, thick. This is really thick cardstock. So I like to make the pockets there. So this is my template, and I'm just going to leave a little extra here for the pocket. So that's why I still have my template here. And I got to raise this all the way up in order to get my paper in there and get it in the right spot. There's a little stop up here, a little ledge where you line your paper up and poke it through. And then I have my template here, which I need to push all the way through. Get it lined up, and then I'm going to pull it down about halfway for my pocket. Okay, so about right there. Everything's lined up here nice and straight, so I don't cut a crooked line. And then, boom, there you go. And then we will measure again. Fold up our pocket. Well, let's see where we're going to have it here. Because I try to make the most out of my paper, so like I didn't just, fold up my pocket and then, you know, everything gets weird. I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. Measure my page width with the template. Okay, so I kind of wanted this might be my beginning page, so I'm going to try to cover this completely, the template piece, and it's right up to the edge, and then I'm going to fold here. Okay, so this piece has to be cut off, and then we'll fold our pocket up. Okay, so there it is. Now we're going to fold our pocket up again with our template. So it's right here. Okay, so if you watch my videos, you know, some things I don't mind upside down. Sometimes things I don't mind sideways, like the picture of that painting. But the flamingos, I don't want them upside down. I just don't want them upside down. So I got my pocket size here. I don't want my flamingos upside down. And I think whoever gets this journal doesn't want their flamingos upside down, because this is eventually going to go in my shop, right? So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off right on the fold. Let me get it up here. Okay, my fold is going right over the edge there, so hopefully if we have a little lip from the fold, we'll see if we do, and then we'll deal with that. Probably shouldn't have folded it yet, because I forgot that the flamingos were going to be upside down. Okay, I think we're okay. And we're okay here too. We're good. So now what I do, see, now the flamingos won't be upside down. I like the flamingos on this side with this, because it could have gone the other way, but then I would be covering up flamingos. So I think the flamingos look really cute with this side. I really like that. So you know how I cut my little triangle, and I still do that even, I'm trying to get my right scissors here. Even though I cut this off, I still want my triangle, so I go like this, like as if it were one piece of paper, and I was folding it, you know, like this is one piece of paper, I fold it, and I just to get my triangle in the right way, in the right position, which I hope I'm doing it right. I think I am. I still do that, and then, you know, fold it back up, and there's my triangle that I like to have in the middle of my pockets. And in case you're new to my channel, that takes out the bulk here in the middle with, you know, and I do that almost every time, like 99.9% of the time. Once in a great while I'll leave it, but usually I like to cut out that little triangle, and I keep those and use that in my ephemera. I got a pile right now I need to use up, and usually on cardstock, if this were paper, I would use my art glitter glue, but on my cardstock, I feel like I'm safer using my Fabri-Tac. So, and this is getting toward the end of this bottle, and like I said, it's getting globbed up here on the end. It seems like the end of the nozzle. That's coming out pretty good right now. Oh, good. It's doing better. So I might try to remember to clean this off before I start my next video, where I have to use that. But anyway, I've got glue, glue, glue. Now I can glue it down nice and sturdy with the Fabri-Tac. So I hope everyone's having a good weekend. I don't have anything planned, although I think I only have one. There's estate sales around, but I only go to one company's estate sales that's around that does them, and they're really organized, and I like the way they do them. Their prices are good and all that. So I think I got an email where this company that I go to, their estate sales, I think I got an email this past week or so where there's a estate sale this weekend. So I don't know. May or may not go. I'll decide probably tomorrow morning. So, I mean, I'm doing this before Saturday, so this video, so I'll decide when I get up on Saturday what I feel like doing and what I feel like I have time for. I mean, I can go if I want. I can make time, but you know what I mean. I will decide. So that is really pretty. I'm just looking at it because it's so pretty. So that was number 10, 11, 12. And now I want to do the same thing with this. So I think I might, because we've got only a few more minutes, I'm going to do this one in the same way that I just did that one. So I'm going to pause. That will save me a few minutes where we can do a few more things together, or at least maybe a little bit of something together. And I'll do this one. I'll be right back. Okay, I want to come back and finish this one out with you. It's so cute. Look at how cute it is. So this one had the pink with the black polka dots and the black and white checkerboard over here. And so I just thought that was so cute with it. I don't know, it's just very adorable. So we're going to do the little triangle here in the pockets, and I didn't have to cut this one up or off and turn it around because it's not directional. So that's another thing that's different from the last page that we just did together with the flamingos. And a little triangle from my pile there. And I'm going to glue this together. And I think we have time to, let me check out my timer here real quick. Oops. Wrong button, Sheree. Oh, there. No, it's all right. I got to go back a little. It's kind of went too far forward there. I think I have like 3 minutes left. So there we go. If I get cut off, you know what happened. That's what happened. My time ran out. So I record on my phone. In case you're new to my channel, I just record on my phone. I have an Android, so it's really awesome to record on. If you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you have an Android phone, it's great because you can just record your video. I don't know why I'm getting into that, but you can record your video on your phone, on your camera. It has a pause. And it has an edit. You can even, if you record upside down by accident or sideways, it has a little edit that you can turn it around right on your phone. You don't have to use YouTube or any special software. So Android is great to record videos on. I've done it on Samsung, but now I have a Motorola. I couldn't think of it. Hello Moto is what it says it to me when I turn it back on. I've always had a Samsung, And the last time I got a new phone, the salesman talked me into a Motorola, and I love it. It's the same. He said it was the same, and it really is. So, either or, I'm happy. I was happy with both. Okay, another page. So that was 10, 11, 12, 13. We're getting on the high side now. Well, no, I like to do at least 15 papers. So I think we can safely do a wallpaper one. So I got this wallpaper. Now the problem with this is going to be figuring out what piece I want to cut. I think that I want this piece right here. So I'm just going to kind of flatten it out, but I have a rough edge over here. I'm going to cut that off. This might have been, these pieces that Maria gave me might have been, and Maria can comment in the video, in the comments and let me know, but I think I remember her saying that these came out of a wallpaper book, like a sample book maybe. So this might have been where it was in the book. But that was a great find. I use these papers a lot as far as for different things. And if you've ordered things from me, you may have gotten something wrapped in a piece of wallpaper that you can, if you want to, you can reuse it. I have done that with Maria, has wrapped things for me in wallpaper, and I take the wrapping paper, I smooth it out, and I use it. So yeah, it doesn't go to waste. So my template, this is really pretty, and the other side it has a little bit of branding on it, but it will be all right. So I need to go about right here. I wonder if I can cut this with my scissors, because this is over 12 inches and it's going to be a little difficult to cut with my paper cutter. So let's see if we can just get this cut. I don't want it to move. I could paper clip it down or something, but nah, that takes too much time, too much effort. It'll be all right. I may have to trim it a little if it's a little bit too wide, but we shall see in just a second. Hold this down here. Okay. Yeah, so I love this wallpaper even more and more as I even am looking at it. It's so pretty. I was getting some wallpaper out to use out of the wallpaper that Maria, and this is how it's been happening. Whenever I'm doing something, I'm like, oh, this has flamingos on it, so I'll add it to my flamingo collection here. And it's stuff I already had, and I didn't realize, like, oh, I had all this flamingo stuff. I didn't even know because it was in different places in my craft room. So there's this. Okay, isn't that beautiful? Perfect, perfect. So let's fold it in half. See what it looks like as a page. And of course, wallpaper makes a really strong page. That is gorgeous. Kind of like, I mean, it is a tropical journal, but it's basically my flamingo journal. Okay, if I need to cut, like I'm going to have to cut a lot of these down like I already showed you. So that was 14. I have this one more page here that is gorgeous. I wonder how will it look if I fold it like this. This is so pretty. I would like to, again, keep it like this, but you know, I could maybe attach it to another piece of wallpaper. So how tall is this? Oh, this is the perfect length here. So I could attach it like this. Oh, look at the babies. Got to get the babies in there. So like this. So it'd be like this. I would cut it right here. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. I'd be cutting the owl off on the other side, but you know what? We don't want the owl. We want the flamingo. So let me see. So it's right there. I don't think there's any way I can save that owl. But then if I cut the owl off, it's going to look weird on the other side. How will it look? It will look like this. Yeah, that's going to be weird. No, I don't like that. Okay, that's going to be weird. No, I'm not going to do that. It's too weird, so I think I'm just going to fold it like this. Let's see. So it'd be like this. Try to see if I have to cut any off. I might have to cut a little bit off, so it would be about like I would fold it about like this to make sure it doesn't stick out of my cover. So about like this. So we'll have the babies. And we'll have the flamingo. And we'll still have the pretty owl. And, well, yeah. And we're just going to fold this over. We're going to cut this off. We're going to cut this off. Yeah, about right there. We're going to have to cut that off, but we still have the owl like that. So I think it's fine. It is what it is. Trying to get all the best parts into the page without cutting the owl in half. Because if I cut him in half, then I'd have to cover him up, and it just gets too convoluted. So there we go. We've got all of our pages that I think we need at the moment. So I'm going to cut them down. I don't think you need to watch me cut them down, do you? I don't think you do. I'll just show you after I cut them down off video. And what I mean by cut them down is the width was too wide on the ones that I already did the first week, and I just folded them in half. I didn't have my cover yet. So I will cut them down so that they fit in the cover. And then I will come back and see well, they're not in here right. Anyway, I'll get them in here all, inside of each other as a signature. I'll figure out where I want them, figure out if I need any more pages, and then come back and we'll sew it in together. I'll probably do a 5 pamphlet stitch, so you can watch me struggle through that. So I'll see you then. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow in my next video. Meanwhile, have a great day, and I'll see you then.